Hello and welcome back to my craft room. Hope you enjoyed that spooky little film made by my son Tom.
Yes, indeed. Very high production values there. Definitely wasn't just a doll on a chair.
We made that doll a few years ago now, didn't we?
We did, yes.
Was that the one that involved me sawing her head off? Yeah, it was.
Certainly was.
It
yes.
was, yeah. We did have a film of that, but I couldn't lay my hands on it easily. But
well, we'll see. Maybe it should be on my phone, so we might want to get some footage and
if we
overlay
can,
it here.
if we can find some footage of me sawing the head off that doll, we'll slot it in here.
Oh, it's actually tougher than you think.
How tough do you think it would be to cut off a child's head? Because it was a Halloween display,
Yes,
wasn't
yeah. Tom did all his clever electronic wizardry and had it in his window so that every so often, randomly, it would turn round and look at the people looking in the window, and then its eyes would glow red. It was brilliant. It was so good.
Flashing doll eyes.
Few squealing children, weren't there? Well, obviously we didn't do it to the tiny children.
Yeah,
that would have been a bit much.
maybe.
But the older children liked it. It was good.
I mean, what's Halloween without a bit of trauma?
Exactly, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Normally for Halloween now, I leave the lights off. I don't put any pumpkins outside.
Yeah, pretend you're not in.
I just
board up all the windows.
I think it's become a thing now that
Bear traps on the doorstep.
Yeah. If you don't put stuff at pumpkins and stuff outside, you're not up for it, and they leave you alone. It's not
For the most part, yeah.
I think that, for a few years I did have stuff ready and nobody came.
Yeah.
I ended up eating all the sweets. So.
Well, yeah, that's why I thoroughly can't do it now, because obviously with the diabetes, if I've got a whole lot of sweets in the house, I'm going to eat some.
You're just a boy who can't say no.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to this, the last in my series of 3 spooky specials. This is what I did on the first day in my Reckless journal. This is what I did yesterday in a kiddie's colouring book.
Yeah.
And now I've done that once, I'll definitely do that again, because painting with the gouache, the paper stood up to it pretty well. That's the other side of it. And then once you've got gouache there, because it's this matte surface, you can use colouring pencils
Still
on top.
tooth to it.
Yeah, and the colouring pencils work better than they would have colouring petals than they would have on the paper as it was. It stinks,
Improving
though.
cheap paper.
Yeah, so I'll definitely be doing more of that, but they won't always be spooky. So today we've got something really different.
I've got a copy of Stable Diffusion running on my computer, so we can do AI generated images.
Yes, we can have a play with AI, artificial intelligence. Yes. And Tom's done some more clever wizardry so that we can remotely link to your computer.
Yes. Yeah, it requires
my computer
fancy
wouldn't be
computer
up to
hardware,
it.
which you don't have.
We won't sit here and talk about it. We'll actually show you. Yes. Over to you, Tom.
Well, I mean, the most basic thing you can do is you give it a text prompt and it will generate an image. So I think I gave this one something along the lines of a sunlit garden with trees in the background and a blue sky.
Oh, you can that many words.
Yeah, you've got to be quite descriptive.
Okay. I love that. It just makes me want to walk into it.
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
And I got this result as well.
Whoa.
As you can see, it's not perfect. There's a tree here that doesn't have a shadow.
Oh, yeah.
It's put shadows on most of the stuff, but apparently not that one.
Yeah.
But it's generated all of this. Like, this isn't just bits of another photo. It's
generated it.
Yeah.
And it does things like I remember you saying about getting the kind of backlighting right, like with that one with your hair.
Yes.
We've got one with your hair.
Yeah,
we?
We've got one where I tried desperately to make it give me hair. It was not happy about doing so. As you can see, there's a bit of a seam here.
Oh yes, yeah, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, of course, yeah.
At some points, it was so determined not to give me hair that it put another man with hair on top of my head, like a sleeping man with hair.
So it does get confused. Yeah. It doesn't actually recognise people as such. It does really weird things with hands, doesn't it?
Yes, it's terrible. Much like human artists, it struggles with that.
Yeah. Won't know this, but Tom does look much more like his dad there with hair.
Yes, there's another one with a slightly curlier hair as well, which
looked,
was even more, but it messed up the Here it's messed up the headphones as well. There's no band
Oh yes.
across there anymore.
Yeah. It just gives you the idea of it, the impression of it. Yeah.
But this was before I had learned, or before it was actually possible for me with my hardware to teach it what I am, for example.
What a tom is. Yeah.
Because if I'd done that, I could say Tom with hair,
then it
would do a better job.
Now, later on, we'll be able to show you that it does now know what an Annie Claxton is, but we'll come to that.
Yeah, I mean, to get this kind of thing without that training, you have to be very descriptive and say, a fat, bald man wearing headphones with a big beard and a purple T-shirt.
So it knows what it's looking at.
So it knows what it's starting with. And
and you can put negative things in. You can put a negative prompt.
Yes.
So you had to negative a beard for me a few times.
I did, yes. While I was teaching it what you are, because it still hasn't fully learned, it was determined to give you a beard and moustache.
Okay, so
and that doesn't mean that it thought it saw beard and moustache on those images of you.
Right.
It's because of the way it works. It's taking all these thousands of images. There were other things that were similar to images that did have a beard and moustache in some way. So, should we go on to the training?
Or look at something that isn't me.
Some more stuff that I generated.
First. Yeah.
This was, I don't remember exactly what the prompt was for this. Muppets dripping with the blood of children or something horrible
and
like
you can see some weirdness there. You can see eyes where there shouldn't be and extra noses and stuff.
Yeah. But it's definitely got the concept of a Muppet.
Yeah, definitely.
And covered in blood for some reason.
Yeah. And it hasn't pulled these images from somewhere else. It's generated them. Based on what it knows. But there's weird stuff like there. Like Kermit's got one head on top of it. Well, not Kermit, whatever it is.
Well, yeah. Something legally distinct from Kermit.
Yeah. And it doesn't like Muppet hands anymore than it likes human hands. They're a bit strange. And I wanted some horrific fairy images, didn't I? Because I wanted to do a fairy that wasn't a nice fairy. Yeah,
we got this result. There were a lot of images we generated for this, trying to get close.
Yeah. I wanted a fairy, but not a cutesy fairy.
Yeah, we had to put in a lot of words about the wings to make sure I had the right kind of wings.
It doesn't do words. You'll see words that look like words. You can see those aren't actually words, but they give that.
Yeah, from a distance they kind of.
Did we use the
look
term
like words.
book cover here or something?
Yes, we did, which is why it's
formatted.
Using Stephen King at all made it think of book covers straight away.
Which is
most images would be, I suppose. This was another fairy.
Yeah, that was Fairy and Carrion.
Yeah, it's put the wings in coming out of the back of her head.
Well, some people do that with fairies anyway.
They do, yes.
That's quite horrific, that one. The thing about this is that, you're not trying to make a finished piece of art. Well, we weren't anyway. What I would do is use this as a reference, as an inspiration. Yes, there is some concern from artists on the internet. It's definitely a tool that can be used in a negative way. Yeah. There are some people who have been misusing it, which is not cool. Because you can type in... Well, we'll show you in a minute, but you can type in a certain artist's style and it will generate work in that style. So it's kind of almost treading on the toes of... Yeah. It's never going to generate things well enough to replace human artists. No. It just can't. But it could mimic a style. You could work with it and end up with better art than you otherwise would be able to. Yeah. And another thing people have been doing is watching people doing art live on stream, taking a screenshot of their art, putting it into the AI, getting the AI to finish it, and then posting it online before that artist has finished. Well, that's annoying. That not would okay. No, but I would like to do that with my own art. It would be interesting to see who does it better. Maybe I will do that tomorrow. I'll You send me a screenshot. Yeah. Of it part way through. And I'll get the AI to finish it, and then we'll see after you're done, that would be fun to do. See who goes the right way with it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to do that. Yeah. I think there are lots of creative ways to use it, as long as it's not abused. Yes. So what should we look at next? Well, there are other things. A good example of it not being good at text. I put in Madness, Welcome to the House of Fun. And you can see where it was coming from. Yeah, you can kind of see the members of Madness. I would have guessed what you put in. Horrifying. Yeah. Whatever that is. And Swek May Fuin to the... It's got that sense of movement that they have at the beginning of that. Yeah. The video that goes with that track, hasn't it? And here I gave it 4 attempts to give me pictures of Queen. And they've all got Freddie Mercury's moustache.
It has very much over Freddie Mercury'd it. Because it's been fed so many images of Queen that it knows there are 4 men with big hair in a band.
Yeah.
But it's also been fed a lot of Freddie Mercury when being...
With a very definite moustache.
So it's kind of mixed together its knowledge.
It is like the worst ever Queen tribute band, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah.
What about like the ones where you put in the little Hobbit thing, but without trying to actually
Here
make it mean?
I was trying to annoy somebody.
He was taking a mickey out of me because he always calls me a hobbit.
I do.
Because I'm short and I've got hairy toes. I've just told
She's
all my
so
YouTube
little.
viewers that.
Yeah, even I don't really need to know that.
No.
But yes, picture of a female hobbit. I don't remember exactly what the prompt was. We can check that later, possibly.
You wanted it to be holding a paintbrush.
Yeah, so it's holding something. As you can see, the hands, it's very bad at hands. What is going on there?
Yeah, something.
It didn't do very well with the concept of female hobbits because there's just not as many pictures of female hobbits.
No. It's not bad though, and
it's
again, you
right.
could kind of use it as inspiration.
Yeah, and I gave it various different descriptive things to try and get it to do your hairstyle and so on.
Have a look at the other one.
And then after that, I finally convinced it to give you a paintbrush made out of a burnt matchstick.
See, what Tom's been doing a lot of is learning the ways to communicate with it, really, isn't it? To put the right terms in to get what you want out of it. Otherwise, it will come up. It looks like I'm breaking into dance there,
it does
doesn't
a
it?
bit, yeah. So that was the best I managed with.
So this was before you started
prompts.
trying to teach it who Annie Claxton was.
Yes, it had no idea what you are. Yeah, shall we move on to the the progression? So the very first image it generated while it was learning what you are, I gave it 5 images that were screenshots from the intros of your videos.
With a very messy background.
Yes. I had to choose ones. I had to make sure this painting wasn't in all of them. Otherwise it would have associated giant eyes with you.
I might have had lots of giant eyes growing out of my head or something.
It takes those 5 images and flips them, so you've then got 10 images, because a flipped image is completely different to machine learning things. And after 500 iterations of trying to associate, I also had to give it a basic description to start from. So, a woman with straight dark hair.
So it knows what it's looking at, like
dark glasses and
a fat ball guy.
Exactly, yeah. So it has a rough idea of where to insert you into other things. You know, it won't try and make you into a house.
Put short, fat, beardy woman, and that's why it keeps thinking.
I'm fairly certain I didn't. Fairly certain. But yeah, after 500 iterations, this was the image that it spat out. And this wasn't. It was given no prompt, just the words Annie Claxton.
So why
and
is
it
there
automatically generated this with Jim Carrey in the background?
Yeah, I mean, what is that in the background? Is it some painting that's in the background or something that it interpreted as?
At this stage, it was still very confused because it couldn't tell which part of those images yet was Annie Claxton.
So it's, I mean, yes, I look a bit like a man in drag, but it's kind of picked up the sort of thing I wear, and it's definitely picked up my colours from the background, I guess.
Yeah, it's picked up nose and glasses, kinda.
It's interpreted some of the mess as plants and things.
Yes.
Almost like an underwater scene there. And it does do, I love how it does random objects. They kind of almost look something, but then when you look closer, they're not anything. It's,
500 more iterations.
500 iterations later.
This.
Which is looking a bit more like, well, I don't know, no, it's different again, isn't it?
The glasses shape is getting closer. The nose and glasses in general are more
like it. The face shape
is
closer.
The smile is close.
Yeah.
The head shape in general.
Cleavage is, you know,
I mean,
a nice addition. I love how it just artistically puts a frame in and does stuff,
beautiful.
You know. And again,
I don't know where
it's got my colours. That's all my favourite colours that I like to use are in there, aren't they? And there's weird little odd objects that we don't know what they are.
Then we move on to 3,500 iterations.
Whoa, that's quite a big jump.
It's had a lot more time to think about it. However, it seems to have gone a little off track.
Yeah. I think at some point, I don't know if we've already mentioned, but you put in that the nose and glasses, you can give the nose and glasses or other features more importance.
You can, yes.
And I think you did that, didn't you? Because we felt that was an important part of my face.
Actually, I don't think I did. I think it just picked up this being important.
Oh, right.
There's something else we were doing where
It's
we
a fairly
gave it
definite
importance,
feature.
but
It definitely picks up my nose and glasses and my eyebrows and what I do with my eyebrows,
yes,
definitely.
it's giving you too much forehead.
Yeah, I have got quite a pronounced forehead, though.
Not like that.
No.
And it's messy background.
It's very much gone with the pic. And look at these kind of random objects that when you look again, you think, oh, well, wait a minute. They look like they might have all been crocheted. But it gives that feeling of clutter in my craft room and the general colours around. Yeah.
And then I don't have any more of these where it's just freely generated while it was doing the iterations. I've done about 10,000 iterations of it in total, I think.
Wow.
Whereas it should be, I think, about 100,000 which is why it's still
not
giving you beers
me.
itself.
Yeah. What about this one with the
the anime thing?
I was going to say the beach hut, because it was a beach hut we were in. It was
yes.
snowing on the beach, and we stopped in a cafe for cocoa, and that's what this picture was. That's why I've got a bobble hat on.
We should have shown this first, really, because this actually, it didn't know what you were at this point. It hadn't had any training.
So at this stage, I'm just a woman. And
yes, I've given it a description. I think this is where we put nose and glasses.
Right.
Gave this extra emphasis.
And this was anime style.
Yeah, so you can also, instead of just giving it a text and it outputs an image, you can give it an image as input.
Yeah, so you put a photo in to start with, and that's what you did here.
Yes. Because by default, the way it works is it starts off with just noise, just like TV static.
Right.
Kind of. And from
works for me.
it just, in each iteration, it tries to make it closer and closer to what it thinks you described.
Right.
Instead of that, you can give it an image, and it can try and change that into what you describe. So you get...
Okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Thomas, you're very good at explaining things in terms I can actually understand.
Yes. I don't want to use the phrase dumbing things down, because that would be offensive.
No, because that would be offensive. Apparently, one of the people behind here, one of them was probably based on my friend Trina, I reckon. That one nearest to me. And the other one was actually a pillar, but it's turned it into a pillar. It's interpreted as a person.
I don't have the image in question to show you at the moment. Okay. So I gave it a rough description of you, like a woman wearing dark glasses, told about your nose, told it you were wearing a hat and scarf. I think I might have mentioned the colours, just so that it knows what it's looking at. And told it to make an anime version.
I really love that scarf. I'd have that.
Yeah. Each of these has got the same prompt. It's done it. It's had the same amount of time on each image. I just told it to generate 4 at a time, because it does it randomly each time. So each time you do it, it'll give you a completely different result potentially.
I think at least a couple of those I'd recognise they were meant to be me.
Yeah.
Trina's got a nice hat on in the background now. She's got a different hat each time.
So this, I believe, was a Van Gogh style that I asked it for.
I can see in the top right that looks...
This is the one where it was trying to turn you into his self-portrait. Oh.
That must be Picasso.
Presumably so, yes. And it's done a pretty good job.
It's not a bad job, is it?
Considering it was just given one photo.
Yeah.
And told to do Picasso style.
I would quite enjoy using those as a prompt.
Yeah.
In like my rec journal or something.
Yeah.
You know, as a starting point. Oh my god.
This might have been Dali.
Yeah, it looks Dali-ish, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously Da Vinci.
Yeah. I think I'll probably put Mona Lisa specifically in this.
Mona Lisa with glasses.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa with comedy nose and glasses. I like the way it's given her an old-fashioned pair of glasses though, instead of my shaped glasses, and it makes it look a bit like John Lennon.
It does a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I like how you
get these random other people in the background sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, it's just creepily.
Don't mind me. I'm just breathing down your neck. That's like the person stood behind you in the queue that you want to turn around and go, get off, get breathing down my neck.
I suppose photobombing is a different thing when it's you're sitting for a portrait. Just have to sneak in there for hours and hope the artist doesn't notice.
It's like it's getting better each time, doesn't it?
Yes, that one looks more like you than some of the others. Yeah. This is where I would have been improving the prompt.
You would have been
I've told it about your hat, clearly.
Yeah. So it's now interpreted.
Oh, and now you've become a clown because, of course.
So you probably introduced the word clown? Or?
I very likely did, yes. It seems like the kind of thing
look at the
do.
creepy one in the photo bomber there. Also got a red nose on, just so as to fit in. And in fact, I've got a white nose. I haven't got a red nose, but
It's a big nose,
But the photo
but it's
bomb
not
one
red.
has got a red nose.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, this is quite a recent one. But it often makes you look like Ronnie Barker.
I think a lot of my viewers will be old enough to remember the two Ronnies.
Yes, I imagine so.
And it decided to make me both of them.
It did, yeah.
And it is really, I think I can see myself in both of those, especially the bottom one, the little one.
Yeah. It's because of the nature of the photos I gave it, it's not very good with your teeth.
No,
it often makes them disappear or makes them covered in blood for some reason, which is horrifying.
But that's okay.
But
this is a good one.
Yeah, here I told it to do some kind of charcoal sketch.
And the style is beautiful.
Yeah, it is very good.
Hopefully,
and it's clearly you. Well, clearly an older, fatter you.
Yeah.
I don't know why your nose is bleeding.
I've got 2 pairs of glasses going on. It's got confused with it's made my eyebrows into another pair of glasses.
I think I managed to generate an image where you had 3 pairs of glasses at least once.
But I can imagine that could be me in 30 years' time.
Yeah. Told it to generate 9 images of Annie Claxton, and this is
What's been
no other images
coming out of a wall.
Yeah, some of these are horrible.
Yeah. But
I didn't tell it to give you anything on your face.
It's just done it. But I've still got glasses.
Yeah.
That, I mean, you can kind of,
Yeah. What is going on here?
And that just again talking about yeah. I mean, what is this weird limb and like that one? It just again, like in terms of using it as an artistic inspiration, it's like imagine like a frame where you've got layers going back there and the different, just
it'll generate absolutely bizarre things if you give it enough freedom.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's done here.
No.
Is there a version of you anywhere in that picture?
Is that cat-looking thing meant to be me? Maybe.
I mean, it's given it a big nose.
Oh, there is that me? Oh no, that's the next
image.
picture. I don't know.
Weird.
That cat looks like it's got nose and glasses. Did you put Cat Lady in at any point?
No, it was just Annie Claxton gave it 9 attempts.
I love the style of those flowers.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You take little bits of some of these and think, what could I do with that?
Yeah.
If you just took that and said, right, I'm going to set myself the challenge of being prompted to make a piece of art inspired by that.
And another thing we can do, of course, is get a whole load of photos of your art and teach it in the style of Annie Claxton.
Be interesting to see if it picked up a style. Because some people have said to me, no, you've got a definite style, I can tell when it's you. I don't think I have a style. I'd be interested to see what it picks up.
A style in some media.
Yeah.
Depends what you're doing.
I think
certainly colours.
I think I'm too busy learning so many different things that I haven't developed a style in a particular thing. I don't do one particular thing very much, do I? Really?
We'll see what the AI thinks at some
Be
point.
interesting, wouldn't it?
Another thing you can do, of course, is teach it your style and then put that in as a negative prompt to get you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that would be interesting too. So this is the kind of way that I'd want to use it. What are these ones here? Have we looked at that?
Let's have a look. Oh yes, this was me getting you standing outside a hobbit hole.
I love the landscape is just full of little interesting things that
this one's gone
turn out not to be things at all.
Yeah.
Just gives that sense of clutter, which obviously it has picked up from that one. Looks weirdly like me as well, and that one. I would wear that outfit.
Yeah. And the interesting thing here is it does a random thing each time, but these have all been given the same random seed, so they should all be the same, which is why every other image is kind of the same.
Right.
There are 2 distinct groups in there.
And you can choose to use a seed again. If it did nearly what you wanted, you can use that seed
Yes, you can
again
reuse it and give it a slightly different prompt and see if it will
get closer to what you were after. Yeah. There's a lot in it, learning to kind of manipulate it in the way you want, isn't there? See, some of these look very strangely like me.
And some of them do look...
So there's one on the left is just weird, isn't it? What is that limb? I hope I never get those arms.
It's like super bingo wings.
But that next one, I can kind of... I know it's not flattering, but I can see me in there.
It does look like Ian.
Yes, Ian's my uncle.
But
I can see shades of... definitely.
Yeah. Put in the background.
And I actually really like some of the little Cupid photobombing this time. Oh, and there it's some kind of weird mermaidy wizard thing. I actually really like some of the outfits too.
Yeah.
I'd wear both of those.
Proof that you are in fact a hobbit.
Yeah.
Yes, here, I don't remember what the prompt was for this, but some of these are very you.
Yes.
These ones where you're kind of wearing clown clothes.
It looks like it's all... Was it children's drawings? I seem to remember you telling me at the time. Although they seem a bit too good for children's drawings, some of them, don't they? But
yeah.
But actually, some of them are really good, aren't they? Some of them I can definitely see bits of myself. Some of them I can see bits of my mum or my sister, which is weird.
It's determined to give you a red hat or headscarf or something, which was in none of the images I gave it.
I don't know if anybody else will know that expression, but I know it's an expression my mum used to use, which was red. You know what they say? Red hat, no knickers. It's not true in this case. I haven't got a red hat.
And on the list of things one doesn't like to hear one's mother say. So here we've got the prompt saved as well. So this was...
an impressionist painting of...
Oh yes, an impressionist painting of a woman with black glasses which changes into Annie Claxton.
Oh, because that's another thing you can do. Yeah.
Because it was better getting a general picture of a woman with glasses, which it can then...
And then more morphing into... Right,
yeah.
yes, that makes sense.
So this came up with some much better results by doing
Very good, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'd be so... If I'd have done some of those pieces, I'd be well chuffed. But again, I might use them as a... Definitely seen shade that the third column in, definitely getting shades of my mother and my sister in there.
Yeah.
And the first column, me. I think that's the most like me.
And style-wise, it's definitely picked up like the swirly, like Starry Night style sky.
Yeah, yeah. And although it's not done the red hat there, it's given her a red top of her hair there, isn't it?
Do not know where it gets that from.
Where's that red? And there's red in the front of that middle one. Yeah. I love the colours in all of those, actually.
Yeah.
I love that third column in, first row, top.
Yes, that DPM fast one does come up with some very different results to some of the others.
I just love some of those.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
No. They're all cool, but they're not all you.
No. But some of them are very inspiring too. I mean, I love the colours that have been used in that one. I would look at it and think, I'll try using those colours.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, and here...
I think this is probably,
Annie Claxton as Emperor Palpatine wearing a cloak, I believe, was the prompt for this. I don't know who that is in the background or why they're there.
Again, that weird photo bombing.
But,
I think that's Johnny.
Could be, yeah.
Hey, Johnny, you photo bombed me.
Yeah, looks great though.
That's why he's got a wimple on.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now is a quick live demonstration.
We're going to try,
and see if we can come up with a prompt that I'll then use to make a painting of.
Yes.
What would be nice if we could come up with something that I can use as a photo reference, and I'll get part way through, then you can at that point feed it in and see how the AI would finish it. So we'll end up with 3 pieces.
Maybe my computer's gone to sleep. So we're not going to do a live demo.
Oh. So because Tom's been away from home for too long, his computer's gone to sleep, so the link that we had going isn't going to work, and he can't just nip home and do it because we're too far away.
Anyway.
I reckon I'll use the fairy instead.
Yeah.
The fairy, because then that can be my thumbnail. I don't know how long have we been going. It's only half an hour or so. So that was a kind of a look at the kind of things you can do with AI. We're going to have to come back another time and do a bit of a live demo of how it, so you can see how it actually works. So if anybody's got any ideas, anything you'd like us to put in or try doing,
prompts to try,
some prompts to try.
Anything you want to see generated, we can try.
I mean, now that Tom's taught it what Annie Claxton is, in theory, we can put me into...
Give us the best hilarious thing to insert her into.
The most hilarious combination, Annie Claxton as... To finish off today, so this is the 31st of October, I'm going to do a painting probably based on the gruesome fairy image that we got there. And I will get halfway through, take a picture. Will that give you time?
It shouldn't take long for me to finish. Yeah.
And then you can finish it, get the AI to finish it, and me to finish it, and we'll end up with 3 things to do. And I'll put photos of them all at the end. So that's it, isn't it? Well, thanks for that. Explaining that. I couldn't have explained all that if I tried. I could have shown you the pictures, but I couldn't have told you how we got there.
It's a very new and constantly changing field.
Yeah, and it's going to improve all the time. I'm just blown away. Even you don't understand really how it works, do you?
And the tool that I use, there's new features added to it every day.
Yeah.
Can't keep
Is
track
it
of
one of those things where it's like, what do you call it, where something source, open source,
yeah.
open source, where people can...
Yeah, there are slightly better AI image generation things that aren't open source.
Yeah.
So not everyone has access to them.
But open source means that anybody can...
Yeah.
Basically, you can...
I could log in and contribute if I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
I don't.
Which is a great way to keep things dynamic and moving and improving, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, so there's, I mean, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's probably quite a controversial subject, especially in the artistic community. Excuse me for the sound of the toilet flushing. Yeah, it's quite a controversial subject, especially in the artistic community. But I think we've just got to be careful how we use it. I think it can be a really creative tool. I mean, you know, once upon a time, people didn't really see digital art as real art, but it so much is, and people are so creative with what they do with digital art. So, you know, I'm open to new things.
It's definitely a technology that's open to abuse, but it doesn't mean that the technology itself is bad.
Yeah, well, lots of things are open to abuse, aren't they? Doesn't mean we throw out the baby with the bathwater. Anyway, so on that note, I hope you had a happy Halloween wherever you are. Don't forget, remember the 5th of November. It's only a few days now till the Arty Farty
What's
Party.
happening on the 5th of November?
It's the Arty Farty Party, Tom. Would you like to come? I hope so, because I can't do it without him. If you haven't entered the draw already, you need to go onto my Instagram profile and find the star prize draw, or on the Arty Farty Annie Facebook page, and find the star prize draw, which is pinned at the top of the page. And all you have to do is comment "pick me" on those posts. You can do it on both if you want to. And then there's lots of other prizes, lots of guests, and lots of goodies to give away.
Yeah, all kinds of tech.
And bring your doodling kit, your favourite doodling supplies.
Yeah,
even if
doodle
you've
along.
only got a biro in the back of an envelope, you can still join in. Or just sit and watch and say hi. So we'll see you on Saturday, if not before. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed that. It's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from me.
Bye. Hello, me again. I'm just popping back on. It's the next day. I'm about to start my painting to add on to the end of the video. It's taken me a little while to edit it. There's about half an hour's worth there. So I'm just going to slot the painting on at the end. These are the photos I'm going to use as my reference. Partway through the painting, I'm going to send that through to Tom to put into the AI software and see how the AI finishes it, and then we'll have 3. So I will put 3 photos on at the end of the film. All being well. But I just wanted to quickly show you something else. If you fancy having a little play with AI, and like me, your equipment isn't going to be up to the elaborate stuff that Tom's been using, if you're as technically challenged as I am, but you want to have a go, this is the perfect way to do it. Let me show you. This is a site called crayon.com, CRAIYON, clever name, crayon.com. You just click on that. You don't have to log in, sign up, register or anything. It just comes up like this. It's so straightforward. Like Tom was explaining before, it's not like with Google. If you're searching for something, you might want to put in, say you wanted an image, you wanted to come up with an image of a scarecrow with a pumpkin head. You might put pumpkin scarecrow. With this, you're better to be more descriptive and use more words. So you would actually put in a phrase like a scarecrow with a pumpkin for a head. So I'll do that here, and we'll see what it comes up with. Now, you do have to wait a little while. It'll take 2 minutes, so I'll cut this out, but I'll let you know how long it takes. Oh. And actually that took only about a minute. I missed where it said the time there, but looking on my computer clock, that was just under a minute for it to come up with this. So this it hasn't just, you know, looked around like Google does for scarecrows with pumpkin heads. It's literally generated these from scratch. That's quite good actually. Shall I try putting in a fairy with sharp teeth and claws? Obviously you can save these images then if you want to. You can save any of them individually or all of them. They've got the thing there to screenshot, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. Right, let's do that, see what comes up. That was just under a minute again. It's not quite what I was expecting, but some of them are quite good. Some of them look a bit like a cute Disney fairy gone horribly wrong, don't they? I'm obviously for this I would probably try some slightly different terms or adding in some different words to see if I could get more what I'm after. But you can see the kind of thing. So yeah, I hope you find that useful. I just wanted to quickly share that one with you. Have a little play with it, and if you come up with anything really interesting, share it on the Arty Farty Annie Facebook page. No, the Arty Farty Annie Facebook group. It'd be lovely to see what you come up with. Let's do it for Halloween. Okay, I'm really going now. This video is going to be quite long enough. See you soon. See you on Saturday, if not before.